Hi folks, it's Nick back again on the ZX Spectrum 48K, and we're looking at a game called BMX Racers, published by Mastertronic in 1984. Also come out on the Commodore 64, but the idea of this is you must race your BMX through a city park, keeping to the track, avoiding oil slicks and park maniacs and this odd old woman that throws sticks at you, and you must survive as long as possible, and there might be the odd bit of oncoming traffic. Well, it don't sound like much, but we'll see how the game plays. It doesn't look good, does it? Anyway, so you got left and right, forward and backward for speed, up the ramp, and what happened there? Interesting. Now, it seems you have to hit the ramp dead perfectly or you're doomed. As soon as you go left or right, it will keep going left and right. We done up the ramp. Right, there wasn't much of a jump. So it's a bit of a stickman sort of game, and I'm not impressed so far. Right, there's the old woman, past her. There's a tractor, there's a maniac on the grass, so just survive as long as you possibly can. Now the flaw with this game is it's not divided up into stages, so it's not like it's a countdown and get to the end and there's a different level with different colours and obstacles. It's just the same thing all the way through. I'm not impressed so far. Now there is another BMX game we reviewed which wasn't great, but it seems quite brilliant compared to this one, by Codemaster. I think it was BMX Simulator, as we crash into that ramp again. It's calculating your score based on how long you survive. Now, if you had this back in the day, let me know. It's a little bit flickery, controls aren't great, and it's extremely basic. Let's look at the year again, 1984. Probably acceptable for 1982. 1984 is getting a bit long for these sort of games. It feels a little bit like a type-in game, and it's not great. It would have frustrated the hell out of me as a kid. Right, out the way of that car. Yes. Oh dearie me, I don't like this. Do you like this? If you do, let me know. And there's, well, remember to blink when you're looking at that. There's a tyre over my head and I'm dead, so it's 3 lives. So essentially, last as long as you possibly can. Now, I do get the impression, there we go, that I'm going to do slightly better with each go, which leads to a potential problem of long-term interest, because you know, after a while you'll learn how to avoid the objects. Well, there isn't many of them. There's like oil slick, ramp, car, and you can try and avoid everything if you can do. You can even drive in the grass. As soon as you get used to avoiding all the objects, the games could last forever. And imagine this for 15 minutes. Oops, imagine that for 15 minutes. You'd soon get bored, and why would you ever play it again? Now, if I'd coded it myself, I would be quite pleased with the results, knowing it wouldn't be a commercial release. But to actually have it as a proper game, it's taken the Michael a little bit. Scrolling is to be as expected. There isn't any real colour clash because there's no real colours coming together. You can't clash black with green. Is that a mountain over there or a hill? You can go quite a bit off the road. Past that woman again. Oh, she turned it. Oh, she got run over there by a guy on his bike. Right. It does say in the instructions to avoid the maniac on the grass. I suppose there he is again. I suppose that's to stop you going on the grass and avoiding all the obstacles. Yeah, this is rubbish. It's absolute rubbish, isn't it? I don't know what this was like on the Commodore 64. I'm guessing something similar, but we will persist with this to see if it grows on me like mould. But it's awful. The writers of this game must have thought that people into BMXing, which is huge in the 80s, would have bought anything, and to a degree that's true. So BMX Simulator wasn't that good. BMX Racers is even worse. Was there any other BMX games? Let me know. Was there any good BMX games? Right, let's try and get up this ramp. No, let's avoid the ramp. Let's just avoid everything. Right. BMX boys have a lot of fun when they're BMXing, not playing this. I mean, BMX Racers, plural. This is just one BMX racer on his own. A massive oil, labelled oil, which is quite handy. A jump, labelled jump, which is handy. And a massive fat car that comes down. There's that woman throwing her stick. She's been run over. Avoid that car. You can already see the problem, can't you? This is only my 3rd go, and I seem to be lasting quite a long time now. So a kid with a dedication could have been on this for absolutely hours, and I do worry what would have happened to their brain over that time. They should have gone out on the street with their BMX, doing lots of stunts or endos, yeah, I am cool, and bouncing off stuff. I never had a BMX back in the day. I don't mind that. I don't feel I've missed out. I had something a bit different called a grifter, which is a very, very heavy bike. With the advantage of that is, if I crash into a BMX, they would probably get shattered into their component parts. A grifter could probably drive through solid concrete. Not that I ever tried to. But don't try that at home. Disclaimer. If you've got a grifter, yeah. What bike did you have? I think my grifter was blue. Did you have one of those 70s choppers with the funny seats? If you broke too hard, you destroyed all your anatomy on that gear stick thing. People that own that know what I'm talking about. Or was you a BMXer? There's lots of different types, weren't there? Say which one you had below if you did. BMX still going strong, of course. Right. And I'm going through the park. It says you're going through a park, right? But it's a dead straight road. And you last for hours. How big is this park? There's no park this big. Not even Jurassic Park. And that would have made it a bit more interesting. Jurassic Park BMX Racers. No DLCs, of course, back in the day. It was just all on the tape. With a load of games you had available, would you have played this? Well, no. It would have occupied you for a day, I think, when you just got it. I suppose there would have been interest there. It would have worked well as a mini-game within something else, like as a stage. That would have worked. But as the whole game on its own, extremely lackluster with a capital L. I don't really want another go, but I suppose I'm better. No difficulty mode, just the same mode all the way through, and it's the same scenery, I think. Now, if you did play this for hours and the scenery did change or the colour did change, then let me know, because I haven't got the patience to do that. I just fear that it is going to go on forever with no changes whatsoever. But having said that, I would like to see the programming of this to see what it was like. Now, if you're someone that's into programming and have hacked into this somehow and put extra bits in, then let me know, because the basis is there for a good game. It's just that it's lacking those extra bits. Different stages. That woman's going to get run over? No. Get past that car. So the obstacles are the oil, the blue car, the jumps, that biker that goes across there, the old woman, and of course the scenery either side to stop you cheating. I don't know what that is. There's a fence there, there's a puddle, there's a rock, there's some trees. Going up the jumps gets you extra points. That's the incentive to do that. But if you haven't lined up perfectly, you're doomed. Like that jump through oil, there's no way of me getting onto that. You can straighten the bike up by doing down or up on the joystick, which accelerates or decelerates. That's to stop it gliding backward and forward each time. But yeah, it's okay. But as a commercial game, no way. Now, looking at this, you can sort of like tell how gaming has evolved. If you own a PlayStation 4, the latest consoles there, and just compare this with the game that you just bought, is this one better or worse? Is it more advanced? No, you see? And it's a relatively short amount of time, really. 1984. That's not hundreds of years ago, is it? It's in a lifetime, but there we go. Past that woman. That woman with the stick, she's really easy to avoid. So what good things can we say about this game? I'll get back to you on that. It's got a bit of nostalgia to it. We can say that. Yeah. Scroll's sort of okay, but a little bit adjustery. But it's flawed. But as a game, well, I suppose we can let it off for 1984. But as I say, be more at home in 1982, 1983. You might argue that's only a year or two, Nick. But things are moving quick at this sort of time. They're gradually slowing down now, the advancement from game to game. But this is early days. If you're into retro gaming, you'd find this a little bit interesting, but not a game you want to play for any great length of time, but good to see anyway. I think I just hit by the stick, didn't I? It didn't knock me off. I don't think I can take much more of this. So it's only my third and fourth go. You'll see that I am sort of like lasting a bit long. And I think any kid at this point would be thinking, I want to deliberately kill myself or reset the computer. Yeah, see, look, the game's too easy now, isn't it? And this is me you're watching, with dubious gameplay at best, and with a bit more concentration, could be playing this for hours. Highest score has been breached, 1577. We just keep getting better and better. Would I be playing this again? No, I won't. Do I want a HD remake of this game? Hell no. My favourite over-the-top sort of games, which is a lot more advanced than this, is Spy Hunter, so check that one out. It doesn't compare to this, but yeah, it does look like a typing, doesn't it? Or something you get free on a cover disc. Are we going to get into the 2000s? Well, I hope not. 1736. Car's always blue coming across. Yeah, the objects are sort of like random. As you can see, sometimes the oil is on a jump, which is not good. The blue car coming down can go over the jumps, but doesn't actually noticeably make any difference. It's pretty basic, isn't it? It's basic as they come, but I don't want to slag it off too much, because of the era it was, but even for this era, there was much better examples of games. BMX, there's no real sign of it being a BMX. It's just a line. It could be anything. It could be a scooter. It could be a penny farthing. It could even be a motorbike. They've just tagged BMX on it, on the hoping to con kids to buy the game, and it probably worked to a certain degree. If this was just called Bike Racers or something, no one would have bought it. So it's been trained on the name and nothing else, and that's what it was all about back then, and still is, I suppose. So I would call that my last go, I think. We did breach into the 2000s. Hooray! No undulation on this one, so it's a dead flat road. It's dead flat, no variety. Yeah, and remember to blink on that bit. I don't like this game. I don't like it. It's not ticking boxes for me. So game over, dude. Very average, I'd say. So I hope you liked having a look at that. Thank you for watching. That was BMX Racers on the ZX Spectrum 48K, published by Mastertronic in 1984. Got any comments about this game, similar games, anything BMX or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome, and I really love reading your comments. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.